Revenge of the Rats, another TV movie? Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 6 here on my Killer Rats Week. I'm your host Mood616 and thank you once again for joining me. Yeah. Alright, for today's review, I am going to, we're going to be taking a look at a film that came out in 2001. Yes, this is another TV film from Germany this time. And it is called Revenge of the Rats. Now, the title would, kind of lead you to believe that this may be a sequel. It is not a sequel. It's a standalone film. Actually, when I first purchased this, I actually looked into it because I thought it was a sequel. But no, it's not a sequel. So, okay, getting into the plot of the film. This one takes place in Frankfurt, Germany. It's the hottest summer in the last 150 years. And basically what it is that the mayor of the city is, she's kind of cheap. She's done some cutbacks and stuff, and it's really pissed off, a lot of workers. So the garbage men decide to go on strike. And of course, when the garbage men go on strike, the garbage builds up in the city. And when there's lots of garbage around in the city, the rats come. Yes, that's right. The rats come. And of course, with the rats, you get a lot of fucking problems. Now, the mayor's starting to realize that, that this could be an issue. She's had some people come to her and say that, this could be a fucking issue, with the rats. And then sure enough, the garbage is still building up and the rats are coming. And what they've basically done is they've just kind of made the inner city, on the street level, their own home. And of course, when rats, feel threatened, they start to attack. And these certain rats, have been feeding off the garbage that's became their home, so they start attacking people, biting people. And they soon realize that these rats are carrying like a really heavy strand of like a meningitis, and it's killing off people really quick. And also the rats have like this really weird immunity to like a lot of poisons, general, poisons and stuff that exterminators use to actually kill rats on a daily basis. They can actually withstand, so they're really hard to exterminate. And yeah, so basically the mayor, her right-hand guy, they take it upon themselves to, come up with a plan to do something about this, because they've kind of looked into what rats do, and it's going to be a huge problem. So basically they have about 3 days to solve this crisis, this epidemic, because these rats are going to fucking take over the city, and that's just going to be the end of it. So they just go on a mission to try and exterminate these things, of course, by using extreme ways, like, flamethrowers and bombs and shit like that. So yeah, that's the general plot of the film. My thoughts on this one. Okay, so this is a German film. My biggest problem with this film is that there is no option on this DVD to watch it in its native language with subtitles. I know a lot of people kind of stray away from subtitles. Me personally, I absolutely love subtitles. I would rather watch a movie subtitled than watch a film with really bad dubbing, with really bad English dubbing. Now, it's not so bad if the dubbing kind of, the voices fit the person that they're dubbing for. In this case, there's a doctor in this film. She's one of the main characters. Her daughter, actually eventually gets bit in this film. But the voice that dubs her, it's just it doesn't work at all. You can tell that the kid's voice that's dubbing, like the girl in this movie is probably around 6 or 7 years old. You can tell that the voice is like in the early teens or something. It just doesn't work, and there's a bunch of others that are just fucking horrible. It's one of my biggest nitpicks with this one. Another problem I had with this one, there is absolutely no gore. Now I find, even in a TV horror movie or a TV rat film, there can be gore in it. This one doesn't really have anything. They did use a lot of real rats in this one, which was a plus. Of course, with the major scenes of hundreds of thousands of rats running, they had to CGI that. There is some poor CGI moments, and some of the effects are pretty bad. But for the most part, they did use real rats, which was kind of a plus. Yeah, and another issue with this one runs about 104 minutes. I felt like it was just way too long. Just so much, a lot of story, just a lot of trying to figure out what they're going to do. They probably could have cut back on that quite a bit because not a lot of that was actually needed. Because the story's really basic. It's, like I said, it's about basically the mayor of the city is really cheap. She cuts back and, they go on strike. Garbage is there. I mean, it's a really simple premise for a film. You didn't need all this fucking, this crazy military fucking shit going on and stuff. It works, but it doesn't at the same time. There's just too much of it. But overall, it's not a bad movie. It's just frustrating that there wasn't a lot of gore and stuff in this. And I actually just realized that even though it was a TV movie, this one's actually rated PG-13. So that explains why there's no fucking gore in it. That sucks. But yeah, overall, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Even with all those problems with the film, I thought that the movie was actually shot really well. Like I said, I really like the fact that the use of the real rats and stuff. They did put a lot of effort into that, you can tell. And shot in Germany, and I believe in the Czech Republic too, the locations were really cool. And it had some decent things, but the biggest thing for me was the dubbing. It was just fucking horrible. It was really hard to concentrate at times because, like I said, the voices did not fit the actors. So with all that said, I didn't absolutely hate this movie. I thought the whole premise, like I said, being so simple, but I thought it, was effective a little bit. I'd probably give this one roughly, I'm going to go right in the middle, man. I'm going to give it about a 5 out of 10 here. Yeah, it's pretty fucking average. This movie could have been a whole lot better with just a lot more gore. Because, I did like the whole idea of the rats becoming so aggressive because they, of the garbage and stuff, and how the people are basically invading their territory now. That whole idea, but they just didn't stretch it. They just didn't make it work too well. But the idea was there. So, yeah, I find I'm just kind of blabbling on right now, but Revenge of the Rats, check it out at your own risk. Don't say, I'm not going to fully recommend this one. I usually say anything over 5 I will recommend, but this is kind of on the bubble-ish, Hey, if you're a really big fan of killer rat movies like I am, and you find it for super cheap, check it out. You might like it. So, yeah. Anyways, day 6, Revenge of the Rats. Once again, I am your host, Moose616, and thank you for watching and subscribing. Leave comments. Peace out, homies.